Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another Let's Play. And today, as promised, I want to do the next tournament prep with you, something I from time to time need to do, and I'm going to do that today, and that is going for the BORG armadas. You see, I'm in the level 60 system. That's the highest I know, so if you ever have seen a higher one, then let me know. That's always the ones with this green nebula around it. You see there are some up here as well, and there are also some below the Romulans here, and of course it all starts in Romulan space right here in the level 35 systems in Atraxi and Magnomus, and I still do need those armadas because of the tournament. There are two tournament tasks that I mentioned before that you can do twice if you have enough of the exchange stuff, and if you are able to do that already, to do both already on day one. So then you can do two 10k point tasks, and for this you will need the BORG refinery exchanges. You see, I have not exchanged the rare solo exchange yet, because here you can earn with two chests, you can earn with 3 chests, you can earn 600 BORG solo armada directives of the epic kind. And for the first 10k task, you need 500 of those to acquire 500 of those, and that you can do by exchanging 3 chests here. And if you do it on day 1 of the tournament, you can also do it once more before the tournament ends usually, and so that's 20k points, plus the 2 events or the 2 tasks with the Dominion exchange with acquiring 500 epic Dominion directives. Then you can do that, and so it's a really nice thing. And here of course with my cube I can do the solo armadas most easily. You've seen nowadays the directives are not a problem anymore. I've got 80k of directives for this one, and I need 100 for one armada, so that's not a big issue. And I only do the green ones as well because I want to do the exchanges in between. So all the time I do the uncommon and the epic exchanges, and getting closer to the tournament I stop doing the rare exchanges for the loot that I get here. You see I've got 30,000 directives for the rare ones, and those and that loot is what I need for the exchange for the tournament, and so I regularly do this. And the second thing why I regularly do this is because of the rewards you get in the exchange, and because that has a lot to do with the fleet commanders and everything. And of course, if you're on lower level, you will also be very fond of the officer shards you can get via that, and so you will want to do that too. But my main reason nowadays is the fleet commander materials, and of course the one part of the 40k points for the Alliance tournament. And as we heard recently, the Alliance tournament will have new rewards in it. At least Scopely said that in one of their announcements recently. So the next tournament will be, we can check that in a second, I think on the 22nd, when isn't it when the territory season starts as well? Oh yeah, that takes some time now too. Well, if you wondered, by the way, why it looked very different today, that's because the game was really unstable today on the iPad, and I had to switch to the desktop. But at the moment, when you look at my face, you will see why I usually don't do that. But the game, even with the lag we just had, is still more stable than it is on the iPad today. So that's nothing too nice. But let's have a look if there's Alliance tournaments. So they are on October 22nd, and there's new stuff in there. There's officer badges, which a lot of people will crave for. There's hazard particles. I don't know if that big of a problem there, but still, premium mirror dust, I will love that. There are Vindicator parts, which I will really like, and there are new offices in here, the Chok, Bayun, Guldukat, Laan, the Borg Queen, and you. So we already had them in the transporter pattern section, but now we also have the PvP captains in the tournament. And then there's also Chaos Tech in here with the Thoughtmaker, the Temporal Conduit, and a lot of people will be very happy about Q's Cannon, because that was an expensive one, and for PvP, this is a really strong one. And then there will be new tasks in here. There will be G7 tasks in there. There's prototype tech and chaos tech things. There's Reckon Locus and Transitant Forge upgrades. There will be new away team assignment things for the priority ones. And so that will not only bring new rewards, but bring new tasks as well. But I'm still hoping that they still leave in the old tasks. They really didn't come that often. Especially the Borg and the Dominion ones, so you always had to shuffle a lot and spend a lot of this shuffling material to get them, but it's really worth it to get them on day one, so you can repeat them a little bit later in the tournament when the cooldown time for the exchanges is over. And I use that for the Borg and the Dominion every time, because that's 40k points. And especially when you don't have that much time to play as I do, and don't spend as much money as I do, then that's really a thing. But one quick thing about the way it looks today, as I said, that was kind of an emergency decision because of the stability on the iPad today. That's why I just want to mention, for everybody who now or in the future is thinking about supporting my work here on these channels, please, if you ever think about that and do that, please redirect it to what it's in the pinned comments and in the video descriptions all the time now, what was the invention of a viewer. Please direct that to the action plan for a stable STFC, because as you can also see, the desktop, which I obviously didn't use in the past for this, is not suitable for this either. And everything else in my YouTube work, and you know that I am working on quite a number of channels and quite a number of topics, everything else is working with the iPad and so on. Only this game is getting me trouble, and this desktop usually is made for writing my scripts for other channels and preparing my teleprompter, not for playing a game and at the same time having a camera working over it. That's why it looks what it looks like. But at least the game is a bit more stable, even though it's a bit more laggy than on the iPad today. But the iPad is crashing so often today that I couldn't do that. So in the next days, I will probably, if the stability isn't getting any better, I will probably have to do it this way. But you see how hard it is for this bit older desktop, which is not a gaming desktop, to cope with my camera. And so I have to do some, what is that called in English? I have to compromise a bit here to get this working. But at least I can hunt a lot of those Borg armadas here. I will make a test for my German Let's Play channel, because that's a bit older than the English one, and the explanation, in the case of the explanation channels, the English one is older than the German one. So I will make a test on the German one today regarding the surges, if I can give you an action surge video via this construction that I have here at the moment, hoping that it's more stable and I can film without crashing all the time, which I didn't do so far because of the iPad issues. That you really have to have an expensive and very new iPad to do that. Whenever I listen to my viewers, the devices they tell me, even on Android, it's not better, and all of them that they tell me where they don't have the issues are the expensive ones. So I will have to compromise here for quite a while then, until we are at the point where I can change something. But I hope the important part for you is the gameplay, and if that works tonight, that at least if I'm laggy on screen, that the search filming tonight works for the German channel. Next week I will do that for this channel then, because I cannot do it in once, because we have a very tight schedule. The people starting the searches are not too patient, because people don't really like searches too much at the moment, to be honest. And I need the 71s to start it, so I will not be able to film twice in one day. So I'll make the test tonight with the first video. If that works, next weekend when they will start again, because I doubt that they will start any earlier than any event demands that, then I will make a video for this channel as well, so that we also have a search live action event on here as well. But I'm quite curious with these BORG armadas, because it's quite a long time ago that I went to this level 60 system and started hunting those here, and even started hunting those with a single ship. So maybe some of you will know, what was the first ship you managed to go into this level 60 system here, where I'm right now in Orange Sigma 9, and you did these with a single ship. I absolutely do not remember the ship class I used when I started doing that. I don't know if it was one of the Enterprises. No, it cannot be the Enterprise A. I only built that recently because I always tell people not to build it. Or was it the uncommon 5-star ships? Was it the 4-star ship? I really don't remember anymore, and that's an issue, because some things are so long ago that remembering them is sometimes hard. And some of you have recently gone to that point, obviously, and on the newer service. So maybe some of you will remember, what was the first ship class you could manage these here in Orange Sigma 9 solo, without a Titan or something, or a Cerritos or whatever. And I'm really curious to know that again, because as I said, I don't remember. About the crew, I'm just using my Daesh Tolra crew, the regular one with Toli and with DeMarco. I even could do that with the loot crew because of my T15 cube, of course. But when I'm doing the videos, I want to put some proper crews on it, especially because I regularly see that we did some formation armadas in my alliance. I did it with some not of the highest levels in my armadas, that in my alliance. That's why we did the level 60s and not the level 70s. But when I was doing that, there was this armada event, and I saw some really interesting crews there. And I'm trying to prevent people from doing that, because if you go to the formation armadas, when you really need all the firepower you can have there, because you want to do a high level, if as high as a level as you can do on your level, then everybody needs to be on track with their crews. And I saw some really bad ones there once again. Didn't matter, because I was on a level 60 with my BORG cube and the Daesh Torah crew, so, which means I could have soloed that one, at least with the lower arm of the formation armada. But in many cases, when you are really taking it out, then everybody, all of you that are in this formation armada, need the best crew that you can bring. Otherwise, it will go wrong. And you know that the other starters depend on you as well, for example, if you're a starter, because they want all 3 arms to fall, so they get the full rewards. And so really bring the correct crews, please. And that also means, of course, in the top arms you need relativities as well. But they are not the big combat ships. They are only bringing you a kind of an advantage that helps you beat them at all. But you still need strong combat ships and good crews to beat them. And so please bring a proper crew if you go to a formation armada. Other people are depending on your performance as well, and you don't want to mess it up for all of them. And next rare one, you've seen that I do epics and uncommon as well because of the exchanges for the fleet commander thingies I need. I don't know why my cube is always showing this one thing there. It's not traveling there, but still it's there all the time. But that's one of the usual bugs. And I also found out, at least in my case, I have different bugs on a desktop and on the iPad. So it's quite a variety. You cannot say that this game gets boring, because whenever you start it on different devices, it's always up with a lot of new surprises for you. But nevertheless, we are managing at least one thing, even if I look very laggy. There was no crash yet. So on a desktop, and this desktop is far older than my iPad, by the way, they managed the programming. On the iPad, that seems to be a very different story. So annoying. And no, it's not an ancient iPad I'm working on, but it was a normal one, not a Pro one. And it really seems that I need a newer Pro one to get this game work stable. Or is it stably in English? Sometimes I'm quite confused. Because there are similarities between German and English, obviously, because English kind of developed from German, French, and so on. But some rules are very, very different, and you all often can hear if someone is a German if someone is German because of the way they build the sentences, because the sentence structure in English is often quite different to the sentence structure in German, and that often gives away that someone is German. If you do know German as well, you will easily hear that he's using kind of a very German sentence structure. And so if you're thinking in German and want to speak English, you always have to switch things around a little bit. I mean, as far as I know, I do have German viewers here on this channel watching the English version, so they will probably agree with me about that point. So that's another rare. There were a couple of rares now, but I need some more uncommons as well, because as funny as it is, the first thing I run out all the time is the uncommon loot from the BORG armadas, and that's why I shouldn't forget to do a few of those. But nevertheless, the tournament preparation part is hunting the rare ones. But of course, I need to do UC ones, and you need to do that too, because the uncommon exchange, of course, gives you the directives for the rare ones, so you want to do as many uncommon exchanges as you can as well, not only for the fleet commander stuff, etc., but also for the directives for the rare ones. As you've seen, I'm not lacking directives at the moment. It's just the Mega Cube event is not that interesting for me anymore because of the rewards I can get. All I can get at the moment seriously is avatars there. There's nothing else I really need from that. And so I'm not very fond of doing a million armadas for the Mega Cube event. And we didn't have another BORG event for quite some time where you really could get good rewards for someone playing as long as I do, I mean, with the BORG armadas. And so everything that's in the Mega Cube event shop now is so I'm not very enthusiastic about doing too many of these. If you are, of course, on a lower level, there's a lot of stuff in there that you will want, but later on that gets you in trouble because you're not doing enough of these. So I have to force myself to do BORG armadas in between, just to have the loot and to have it prepared for the tournament. And so that's why I'm doing that. And you see, from a certain level, it's not an issue anymore, because you can fly here and destroy a lot of those. You see, my cube doesn't even have to have a scratch or whatever, maybe some scorched paint or so, but the cube is completely intact. And how many have we done now? Don't know, haven't counted. But if we look here, there's Borg sphere, Borg sphere, Borg sphere. Yeah, it was quite a number. And so from a certain point, that's just necessary grinding work once again. But that's not fun. That's just, I need to do it. Nevertheless, if you are still struggling with those Borg spheres, of course, on my main channel, there are videos about those Borg armadas where I explain a bit more about them, where I also explain about the other types of Borg armadas, of course. And if you need anything like armada crews or whatever, all of this is on my main channel. And here I just take you with me when I need to do my tasks. And today, obviously, because the tournament will be next week, I wanted to prepare a little bit more in the case of the Borg armadas. And so will I do, for example, I'm trying to save some choice award tokens as well. That's why I will not finish the Ducat event, because I would have to spend more materials than I have, the Chronicle of the Ascendant. I managed to get Ducat by doing the second milestone. With those 15 I got Ducat, but I will not be able to do those last 2 milestones. I would have to spend all my choice tokens for that, and I would have to grind even more in Mirror Universe for speed-ups, because I'm running completely out of speed-ups once more. That's why I'm also working on Mbanga's storybook hard at the moment, and trying to upgrade that one to get more speed-ups every day from that storybook. But I'm not there yet, and so it's really tough. But while I'm doing a few more of these, you can have a quick look on my docs. There you see my 3 newest ships in there as well. I will talk about them next week on my main channel, and also talk about necessary tiers for certain operations. 2 of them are still tier 1. One of them I upgraded, and there I will tell you a little bit more next week, or this week. It's still this week. We'll be getting closer to the weekend. I will start talking about these ships. We'll not do it in a row, because that would be too boring, I guess. I have some other topics in between. And one very interesting topic about faction credits, by the way, because some people overlook one good favor, and we'll talk about that in a video on the main channel as well. But talking about the main channel, about topics for this channel. This I got because I promised you when I did the tournament prep already in another direction that I will go here as well. But if you have something where you say this is one of your regular tasks that you need to do, or this event or whatever that's regularly coming, can you take us with you when you are doing that, then please write in the comments below the video on Discord, and I'll see what I can do for you. But for now, there is also another video in the end screen, and I'll see you there. I'll be back.